Hey everybody. You will not be seeing me today, but I did want to go ahead and show you how to make this really simple dish for your family. I was taking a shower yet this morning, so quarantine life. But I thought I would go ahead and show you how to make this simple dish real quick. We have Chinese fried noodles for lunch, dinner, any old time, because it's really simple. Basically, I'm just heating up some oil in here. I have some minced garlic and some minced ginger and some, well, actually, if you saw my video the other day, I'd used the oil for the dipping sauce for the chicken. So it's green onions and ginger. But if you don't have that, just plain oil will be fine, and you can just mince up your own ginger and garlic and put that in here if you want. I cooked 2 packages of ramen noodles right here. 2 packages according to the instructions, and I just pulled them out of the water so they don't continue to cook, and I saved the water because you're going to use that later. The veggies that I choose, which we like shredded cabbage, shredded carrots, mushrooms, and green onions, and we've got some thinly sliced celery. So we are having some fun kid activities in the background, so if you hear some wailing here and there, that's what that is. So now that the oil is all heated up, I'm going to go ahead and add my cabbage. Might not actually use all that cabbage that I shredded up, so go ahead and get this cooking. A little bit more here. Looks like I will probably need to add a little bit more oil too. Since I want to save some of that other special oil that I made, I'll just put in some of my veggie oil. I also have 2 eggs over here, which I'll add later. I don't have a protein going, but you can certainly thinly slice some beef or some chicken or even shrimp if you want. Make it your own takeout style that you usually like to get from the restaurants. Right now, I think it's okay to still get food from restaurants. That's fine. But we like to make this at home, and it's super cheap. Hey, Eddie! Yeah, we make this all the time. A friend of mine also showed me how to kind of do this with ramen noodles. Carrie Ann. Some of your techniques here. Okay, it looks like my connection kind of comes in and out. So if you guys, if I miss you, it says it's recording. So I guess if you go back and watch, it will still have all of this. Huh? I know I am. Daniel keeps saying, you're live. Okay. If you're there, say hey. So as this starts to cook a little bit, you want some of the crispness to still be in it, so you don't want to get it completely wilted. You want it still pretty fresh. I'm going to go ahead and add my carrots because that's the next thing that takes the longest to cook. The things that wilt or get soft quicker, you'll put those in later. So I'm going to put my carrots in here. I'm holding my phone with one hand and doing this with another hand, so bear with me here. We'll kind of just stir those in. Right now I have it just basically on medium heat because I don't want to scorch these. I just want to get them soft and get them stir fried a little bit. So I don't know how everyone's doing. Man, there have been a couple mornings where I've been struggling just wanting some human interaction. Oh, man. But it's okay. The Lord's got a plan in all of this, and we are definitely praying for all of you guys. If you ever have any prayer requests, feel free to just send them to us. We'd love to lift you up to the Lord during this time. But for now, we'll show you how to cook food. Because that's something that we love to do. And we're missing having people over to share the food with. For sure. Okay, so that's kind of getting soft, I'm gonna go ahead and add my sliced celery also. Get that cooking. All right, while that's cooking, I'm going to show you, this is the type of sauces that we like to use. You're only going to find these at an Asian market. You're not going to find these at a typical grocery store. We are lucky to have an Asian market close to us. So we get this sweet soy sauce. If you don't have sweet soy sauce, you can certainly just use regular soy sauce and then just add a little bit of sugar, like a little pinch of sugar. This one is called Supreme Soy Sauce. All of these are Lee Kum Kee brand. As you can see, again, you're not going to find them in your typical place, so you'll have to go to Asian market, but we like these kind. We picked this Supreme one because we were watching our carb intake and it actually has 0 carbs in it, so it doesn't have any sugars. And the other one does have a little bit of sugar though. Yes, Eddie, oh my gosh, we've been going through this sweet soy sauce like crazy. We love it, love it. It's all Erica's fault. Just kidding. She's the one that turned me on to it. It's so, so great. Okay, so you could see that they're still, you know, a little bit firm, but they're about the consistency that we want. Nothing's too wilted, as you can see. Again, it's not super high heat at the moment. We're just kind of getting these cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and add my, a little bit of cabbage there, my mushrooms and green onions. Because, again, we don't want these to become mush. We just want them to kind of still hold their shape here. Mix those in. And this, as you can tell, makes a lot of food. It feeds all 5 of us. And honestly, how cheap is ramen, right? I think we get like a 12-pack of ramen for less than $2. And you only use 2 things of noodles and all these veggies. So it's a really, really great option. Now, some people like to cook their eggs ahead of time or before you cook all of this in the same pan. I like one pan things so I don't have to keep washing dishes. So I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs right into my pan here. I just kind of made a little area on the side where you can crack your eggs. And then I just kind of scramble them on the side here and just mix them in. The veggies will actually kind of break up those eggs for you too. Again, if you don't really want a protein, you just like the veggies, that's fine. If you are doing a protein though, I would suggest cooking it first and then just removing it from the pan and then cooking all of this in the pan that you already used for your meat. Kind of gives that flavor. You're not going to waste any flavor. But yeah, this time we're not doing meat. So then I kind of start just mixing it all together. Again, it's just going to kind of break up that egg and make it like the restaurants. All right, so we're going to break all of that egg up, mix it into our veggies. Okay. All right. See how it just kind of breaks up that egg? It's a perfect way to do that. Okay, now I'm going to add my noodles. At this point, you may have to add a little bit more oil if there's none in the bottom of the pan. If there is, perfect. At this point, too, I'm going to add some of my soy sauce. Again, the soy sauce... Oh, I didn't open it. So again, your soy sauce is basically... come on, do it. Yes, one-handed. Telling you all that training of having children and figuring out how to do things with one hand. Okay, so this is basically to your own taste. As you can see, this sweet sauce is a little bit thicker, so I don't have to add a lot. And then I'm going to add some more of my regular soy sauce because, as you can tell... Oh, this one's not open either. I thought I opened these. Okay. We didn't add any seasonings yet, so you're going to need some of that salt. If you want pepper, use pepper. If you want garlic powder, that's also good. I've got a lot of garlic going already in here, so I am not going to add any more garlic. You can change some of the seasoning kind of as you, once you remove everything from the pan if you want. Again, that's all based off your personal taste. Always, I think she's calling me, but they're playing like mommy-daughter. Okay. always, to Chinese dishes, I always add ginger in some form, whether it's ground ginger or minced ginger. It just adds a really nice fresh flavor. Okay. So as I'm stirring these together, since I removed the noodles, they're not super soft, so that's where this extra pasta water is going to come in handy. I'm just going to pour a little bit over the top. You're probably not going to need all of it, but just pour some. It's going to kind of make a sauce too in the bottom of your pan with that soy sauce and the starch. It's going to be super yummy. All right. Make sure you're pulling it from the bottom of the pan. Now at this point, I am going to go ahead and turn my heat all the way up because we do want to get that kind of fried taste too. It might start sticking to the bottom of the pan. If it does that, go ahead and use your reserve water, your pasta water for that too. Now I do kind of go a little bit based off of color. So to me, that's not quite brown enough. I know that sounds weird. I do a lot of based off of taste and color rather than measuring. That's just me. So I'm putting a little bit more sauce on there. And I also reserved these little packets too that come with your ramen. We chose chicken because that's what we like, but you can have beef or any kind. And you're going to use this as a seasoning for your noodles also. I did use 2 noodle packets, but I'm only going to use 1 of the seasoning. If you cook with like a chicken powder, you can use that too, like this. I have this for all of my Asian dishes. A lot of people in China cook with it, so that's where I learned. Okay, so now we got a lot of steam going here because we're raising that temperature. We're going to make sure this all mixes together. I'm trying to be careful here because I'm only using one hand. Aw, and my kids are killing each other. That's great. Daniel's got it. It's no problem. Okay. All right, so just give this a couple more minutes in the pan. Again, like some of those veggies that are on the bottom, you're going to want to make sure kind of, got a little bit of that fried taste. You might like a little bit more of that like crispiness. So just kind of keep it in your pan for however long you think. Again, you see how some of it might be sticking to the bottom. Just make sure you're constantly stirring at this point. It's not going to be a problem. If it seems like it's still a bit sticky, go ahead and add a little bit more of that pasta water and it'll release up from your pan. No problem. But this is basically the recipe. I'm going to go ahead and go so that I can plate it for you and take a picture, and I'll put it in the comments. If you guys like this recipe or if you try it, let me know. I'd love to see what things that you guys use in it, what things you like, and happy eating. Talk to you later.